Hello everyone, this is Kiko. Welcome back to more Godforge Wave 2 of the Alpha. It's been a fantastic time playing the Alpha. This game is so fun, and so far, for the most part, it's been pretty well balanced, aside from a couple of floors I've been stuck on. But, as I found out later, that's my fault, because I'm an idiot at times. I neglected weapons, which are a big part in your crit damage potential. But we'll get on to that much later. I'll explain how I screwed that up. So, I'll come back when there's something to talk about. Enjoy the montage thing. I'm not sure what to call it anymore. Enjoy the floor clearing. Decided to do a little bit of gearing here because was seeming to get a little bit difficult. So just put a little bit of gear on that I have that can do something for her attack percentage for Lady Zoc. Can't do a whole lot of good with the gear that I have, but it is what it is. Just started out at this current time, so you don't have a whole lot, you don't have much farmed up. There's no real reason to farm up, but having Zoc and Ramses helped out a bit. It's nothing game changing, but it definitely does help out. And here we are getting to the boss of floor 30. Floor 30 is obviously where you get your first legendary from. Now this boss isn't particularly difficult, but I do almost fail it, as we'll see in just a little bit. It is very easy to fail it because the boss can deal so much damage if you're not prepared for it. Luckily, I got Osiris, though, who is insanely tanky. And then the bleeds help finish off the boss because bleeds just do so much damage, and Osiris just, stays alive just long enough. And we have... Oh, skip through it. We got Hell. Skipped through it a little too fast there. But we got Hell. She is an amazing nuker. She was the main nuker for my account for the entirety of Wave 2. Because she is just that good with dealing damage. Most damage dealing legendaries are going to be good enough to be your main nuker through the entire thing. And Hell is interesting. With her ultimate, she will revive anyone that is dead or that she kills, but she puts confusion on them, so they'll attack their allies. I think at level 5 Awakening, the confusion is permanent and cannot be removed, so there's a significant buff when you get her to Awakening 5. Other than that, it's just alright. You have to kind of be careful when you use her ultimate, because if they're about to all heal up, then you kind of just revive the entire enemy team for them to heal up and go through the confusion if you don't kill them quick enough, so it can be bad times. Anyway, we're on floor 90. I skipped ahead because that's where we left off in Wave 1. But we got a whole bunch of legendaries overnight, multiple copies of some. We got Quetzalcoatl, copies of Hell, got that dragon, Heimdall, Dracula. Got Anubis, I think I got Ra. Anubis and Ra weren't that impressive to me personally. The dragon did more damage than them, but they also inflict other things on top of doing damage. And while the dragon does too, he's mostly for damage, I think. I could have him geared wrong, I'm not entirely sure. But if I hadn't have ignored weapons, then, well, they would have had a lot more accuracy and a lot more damage, so maybe my view would have changed. But the main team is going to be this minus Dracula for the most part. Dracula we use on bosses because of the bleed that he puts out and the fact that he is kind of hard to kill. But that's a minor thing when you have Heimdall, because Heimdall just throws out so many shields. Because his ultimate. And he gains ultimate from having allies attacked, and his shields are massive, so. Yeah. And then we got Isis, who, she's okay. She does a shield kind of like Heimdall, although it's her core, not her ultimate. Her ultimate revives, which if you're letting the AI play her, then her ultimate's not great because they'll just pop it willy-nilly. They won't save it at all. Which I'm sure they'll fix later on because this is just a bare-bones AI with no thought behind it. Overall, Isis is good. She's not the best, I would say. Her basic, to me, looks bugged because she steals buffs a hell of a lot more than she should, honestly. I should say it feels like she does. It's supposed to be a 30% chance to steal a buff, but it seemed like she was stealing buffs 80-90% of the time, so I don't know, it could just be the way that I was looking at it, and I could have gotten good RNG with every single one of her attacks. I don't know, but it is what it is. I believe I submitted a bug report so they could look at it and see if it's actually 30% or not. For the most part, I just use Quetzalcoatl. There are some times I take the dragon out and put Isis in because we just need the survivability, honestly. But, you know, right now I'm just trying to get her semi-geared. You can see all the gear that I farmed up. I don't have great gear for her, so it's not the best gear, but you do what you can do. Just a side note here for Hell's damage on her ult. It almost wiped the entire wave and the boss, but it also had Quetzalcoatl's ultimate buff, which increases attack damage, so just want to point that out with Hell. She can do insane damage. Correcting myself a little bit here, Quetzalcoatl increases attack percent, not just attack damage, so he only helps attack percent damage dealers like Hell and the Dragon. He does not help out Heimdall, who I have built for damage, and Heimdall can do some pretty damn good damage as well. Even though he's not focused as a damage dealer, I just have him in crit and defense. So, you know, he's not a slouch when it comes to doing damage. Heimdall's shields are pretty good. When it comes to putting his shields on champions that don't have a whole lot of HP, like Hel himself and the dragon, the shield bar completely overlaps his health bar, and it's just interesting. Also, something else is when they're missing HP, you don't see the full length of the shield, because I don't know why. I wonder if it's the way that it's coded or something, that it only covers the HP part. But even though he has a massive shield, you only see all their HP covered up. It's a little weird to me, but I guess it could just be the way it's coded. A little note about this upcoming floor: if you don't have a bunch of legendaries like I do, and you don't wipe the wave in one go, this wave can seriously hurt. On wave 1, I didn't have these legendaries and I just barely got to this floor, and this floor screwed my team up so bad if I let them actually do damage. It's kind of insane. And we're going to be closing off this video with floor 118. So much more to go to get to 150, but we're getting there. And it is not that easy either. But of course, I did mess up with my gearing, so it's partially my fault. Anyway, have a good rest of your days.